as I said before. Brad,
Yeah,
on your side?
Yeah, mine's good, but
Hello,
my
everyone.
connection's still bad. So if I cut out, just pick it up.
Okay, perfect.
No problem, buddy. I believe
Can you reconnect,
your
Brad?
team
'Cause you
members
got some
got you.
static. Yes, you're staticky, Brad. Reconnect for me.
You guys hear me now?
Now you're perfect.
Yeah, that's much better. You were
Cool, I
sounding
didn't change
slightly
anything.
tinny.
Awesome. So, hello guys, and welcome to the AMA with NXT Technologies. We are happy to have you here today. How are you guys doing?
How's it going, guys?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Happy to be here. Appreciate you, making time for us again on Saturday. Today, the 3rd of December. I'm super excited to chat to your community and let them know what NXT Technologies is all about, and for you guys to understand our role, our model going forward, and what we hope to achieve in the crypto space. All right. With that being said, I'm going to introduce myself and the rest of the team. As mentioned, my name is Stavros. Some people know me as Moneyburn in this space. I'm head of marketing for NXT Technologies. Once again, thank you everybody for being here. Appreciate this 100% for you guys to take time on your Saturday just to sit and listen to us talk about what we're doing. Just a bit of experience about myself. I've been 28 years in marketing, ranging from sort of startups to corporates, new business ventures, etc. Done everything from pillar to post, from a marketing perspective, operational perspective, etc. But my passion and my love is for marketing. I've managed, sold over 14 businesses in my lifetime. I've experienced major forms of advertising, including above the line, below the line marketing, press, media, crypto, community building, brand building, awareness, you name it, from A to Z. Got interested in crypto in roughly 2019, dabbled in some small caps, and then my biggest purchase that I did was into Ethereum. But as we know, the gas fees were pretty high at the time, and they were fluctuating up and down. They got a bit crazy, and then I decided to day trade for a while to see how that went. And it went up and down, made some money, lost some money, just like everybody else in the space. That's how you learn. And then I decided to shelf it for a little while. They went and did some affiliate marketing for a while. But then my passion for crypto was sort of nagging at me again, so I decided to jump back in. And I was focused mainly on the blue chips, which is the Cardano, the Matic, Solana, etc., which I still hold today. Also found myself, hopping into Shiba Inu. I think a lot of people did in sort of 2020 to 2021. Like a lot of us got in a little bit late on the 2021 side, on the Shiba Inu side. But this is the way things go in crypto. I found myself in another project, which was sort of almost like a hedge fund type project, so they were aiming to be that. As a general investor, I quickly became a mod, moved into a head mod position, and eventually invited onto the core team as a member, core team member as head of marketing. And I ran their marketing, from beginning to end there. That project went all-time high of $12.8 million from 80K market cap. I found myself embracing that sort of foundation stage of, the projects, because I love startups, and I always also, I want to give my contribution to the community, to the team, and just being an all-rounder and saying, well, okay, what can I do for this, crypto community to grow? Today I'm joined by my CEO, Ronald Fletcher, who is this mega serial entrepreneur with plus minus 20 plus years. Is an absolute genius, literally a genius when it comes to putting business, together with crypto, merging the two together, finding loopholes within the system where conventional business can bridge the gap towards crypto. He's got many successful businesses in the United States, ranging from TV production, marketing, blockchain, tech. It doesn't stop. He runs a beast. We call him a beast. I've actually got a good nickname for him, but I'll mention that a bit later. As I mentioned to you, he's actually, let me tell you, I call him the general. You know why? because Ron is the general. He commands. Whatever he does, he commands. It's amazing to watch him go, because when he goes, he doesn't stop. So, it's
Appreciate
for me,
that.
it's super exciting to be working in this team. Anyway, so he's got, like I said, a deep-rooted passion for crypto, blockchain, dynamics, practical application, use cases, etc., and putting all that together. Also joined by our COO, Bradley Kitzel, who's electrical engineer by trade, very smart individual. I can tell you that. Many conversations with him and listen to him. He's one heck of a bright spark. He's created his own multi-million-dollar project in the past, huge success in that as well. He's the glue that holds everybody together when it comes to the tech interface side and the day-to-day operations of the blockchain, and communication with our blockchain architect, David Cotti. As mentioned, David Cotti, he's also a whiz kid when it comes to anything blockchain. Very intimidating to speak to him at times, because he just speaks on a different level. He speaks in code, and Brad's really Brad understands the technical side and can be the interface between everybody on the team. And like I said, we definitely think that David, I think he sleeps, eats, and breathes code. I think he breathes Solidity or speaks Solidity all day long. But anyway, without further ado, let me pass it on to Ron to formally introduce himself.
Thank you, Travis. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful introduction. Can you guys hear me clear here? Better?
Yes.
Loud and clear, buddy.
Gotcha. Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys for having me, man. And thank you guys for allowing us to introduce you guys to NXT Technologies. Travis gave an overview about, what I do or what I've done. Born and raised in Los Angeles, and, been in business at a high level in broadcast and media for about 20 plus years. Owned and operated, and still do, 2 television studios where we produce media for like Fox News, Bloomberg, Viacom, CNN, all kinds of media outlets. And in doing that, I got into blockchain, or kind of, I knew about Bitcoin, kind of early, 2012, 2013, and I didn't trust it. 2015, I saw Ethereum, and then I started investing in 2017. Once I started investing, I went through the roller coasters a couple of times, and I run into a project which I met my COO on. Him and I, I was just a community member. I was just an adopter of the project, and in the project, we dabbled into maybe probably 20 to 50 other projects, and we saw so many voids in the space. We saw these rug pulls and projects that we launch, and then the next day they're just long gone. We saw voids in the business of cryptocurrency. So in doing that, him and we started talking, and we got together with Dave Cotti and said, I think we could do something better here. I think we could introduce these communities to something that is a little bit more sustainable. But I'll let Bradley go into who he is, and his expertise, and what he does for NXT. And we'll continue to introduce you guys into NXT Technologies.
Thank you, Rondell, and thank you, Steve, for that amazing introduction. And again, everyone here, we thank you for taking time out of your Saturday just to come here and listen to us speak. We are actually so excited to get you guys to understand what NXT Technologies is all about. So yeah, I'm Bradley Kitzel. As you guys know, I'm an electrical engineer by trade. Actually, just recently, I was doing such good work for the university, and it was so technical that they actually offered me an accelerated PhD. So I could essentially get a PhD in 1 year, where that essentially cuts off 3 years. So that's a pretty good opportunity. But when you're looking at NXT Technologies, this project, I believe in it so much, and it's so big that I didn't think twice about doing my PhD. I said automatically, threw that out the window, and said, I'm going to do NXT for life. That's how much I believe in this project. So yeah, what I do for NXT Technologies is essentially you have Rondell, who's this brick and mortar business, like amazing business entrepreneur. He has so many successful businesses in real life. And then you got Dave, who, he's He knows how to code. He's amazing blockchain architect, but sometimes you really can't understand him. And he's talking in binary sometimes. He's talking in Solidity. He's talking in chain code. And it's really hard for the average person to understand him. So that's when I step in, because I have a background in business and I have a background in tech. So as Stavros mentioned, I'm kind of like the gap between and the bridge between business and tech. So if Ron doesn't understand something that Dave's saying, I step in, and vice versa. But enough about me. I'm just excited to get you guys to understand what NXT Technologies is all about. So let's jump right in, and I'll hand the mic back to the host here.
Awesome. It's good to know you guys are a tree with branches that works together. That's really cool. Well, I was going to ask about your experience, but you've touched part of that. So now let's move on forward to your tokenomics. Please give us all the detailed description and information and everything that we should know about it, the use cases and the IDO.
Okay, so fantastic question. I'll go into the overview of our tokenomics. Brad will go into, I guess, the science behind it and who it's influenced by. But just to give you a small overview of why we've done what we've done, we have 1 billion total supply. But what I've talked to Brad about, and one of the issues we've had in these projects that launch on these private sales and these pink sales and all this early public sales and all this stuff that people got tokens at a discount to market. What we wanted to do is have the project available for the community early, and we did. We wrapped up our private sale, but we wanted to make sure that the private sale price was the same price as the list price, and that's 50 cents. If you've seen a lot in the past, there's so many projects out there that have gave their team allocation tokens, gave their market makers and the listing agents, they all have gotten allocations of the token, and everybody would go out in the first day when we launch, or whoever launches, the teams and those allocations dumped on everybody. So what we try to do is keep this as clean and transparent as possible. Nobody in our company has a token. None of our team members, none of our agencies and firms that work with us, nobody has got an allocation of our native token. So that's kind of how we try to combat that sell pressure. We want to make sure that this is a really healthy layer one blockchain. And Brad can go into a little bit of the tokenomics on that as well, on the science behind it.
Yeah, thank you, Rondell. And before we proceed into tokenomics, I think we should start with a little overview of exactly what NXT Technologies is and what we entail to be. So just in a quick summary, NXT Technologies is a layer one protocol. So that's like Bitcoin. That's like, or not Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, actually like Bitcoin too, but mostly like Ethereum, Cardano, Solana.
Brady, you still there?
Yeah, I think you dropped
I
off.
think you dropped off.
So basically, he was going over an overview of what we are, and what we are. We are a layer one permission.
And we can delve
blockchain.
into deeper why.
You're bouncing in and out, Brad. So yeah, we are a layer one permission blockchain, and like he said, we're similar to an Ethereum, but Ethereum is permissionless. Anybody can build on it. Any coder, any developer, they could build on that project with no issues. So for us, you actually have to go through a rigorous process, similar to what we've done for ourselves. You have to get a CertTech audit. You have to get KYC'd and doxed. So anybody that wants to build on us at the enterprise level, we're going to have a CPA come down and visit your facilities to make sure that you're a sustainable model. Make sure that you have revenue models that we could watch and see, so that this consumer doesn't dump on the market or on their own project. And that's just what we're trying to do. We're trying to merge enterprise level solutions with blockchain technology. And that's kind of what our mission and our vision is.
Yes,
Awesome,
thank you,
awesome.
Rondell. Thank you for picking that up. Oh, Thank you for picking that up, Rondell. And just to kind of reiterate, just to summarize in 30 seconds, essentially what we are is we're a layer one permissioned protocol that is governed and are at the heart and soul of our project. And what actually makes us unique is this decentralized node validator ecosystem of these nodes that we call next streams. And we could delve into deeper what those are, but I'll hand the mic back to the host here because I think Rondell touched upon everything.
Yeah, he did. Thank you for making that more clear. So now moving on, we are talking about partnerships now. There is no one that can stand alone. We all are helping each other as partners, just like automatically now we become partners having an AMA with you guys. And so, how far has NXT Technologies come in terms of partnerships? Are you already into partnership with some people out there? Can you tell us about it? And do you still plan to have more partnerships in the near future?
Fantastic question. Fantastic question. So basically, we have internal partnerships, and these partnerships are more on the team and resource level, like our law firm that we have that came in that specializes in blockchain technology, multi-level marketing, cryptocurrencies. We have Sidera Solutions, who's our third-party accounting firm. We have Octocode, who's our actual development team, and they're doing full stack. They're doing Solidity. They're working hand in hand with Dave Cote, our CTO, and these guys are doing AI and machine learning. So there's so many internal partners that we have. So now the external partner would be an enterprise solution. So like I said earlier, what we're doing is we're building blockchain technology for enterprises, small businesses, entrepreneurs. Enterprises at $25 to $50 million annual revenue. That's a partner for us. So we want to go after these guys that don't have the opportunity, like a Bank of America or a JP Morgan Chase or an Exxon that has been doing blockchain technology or testing it for years. So some of these companies have hit their glass ceiling. They can't generate any more revenue. They've already hired as many employees as they can, and what we're doing is we're saying, wait a minute, let's build some enterprise solutions. Let's come into these enterprises, companies, and let's see what we can do better. Maybe we could help them with their payroll management system or their inventory setup, or let's say the people are clocking in and we want to put that on a blockchain. So there's so many ways that we could actually grab a partner. We have like 6 or 7 companies that I'm already talking to figure out where can we add blockchain technology to their business. I have a few businesses that I have, some critical things that I think we could put on the chain that make them immutable. So we're already dabbling into it. Before we get down to selling the service, first we need to build our foundation. We got 2 wallets coming out. We got our Android app we're working on. We got our iPhone app working on. We have our Node ecosystem that we're building. What that is our flagship product. We're gonna deploy 25,000 of these decentralized validators, and that's the heart and soul of our blockchain. So when we do this, once we build this foundation, now we'll be able to go out and find that one company that needs a side chain to build their own blockchain. Maybe they don't have gas fees and transaction fees. Maybe it's a private system that we provide for them. So when we provide something for an enterprise like that, that's generating off-chain revenue. That off-chain revenue in turn is going to come back and feed our blockchain. So as we pick new companies up, as we pick up new products that want to build on a layer 1 blockchain, like a metaverse, or I want to have a NFT marketplace. These are deals that we could talk to these developers and say, look, we trust your product. We know you have revenue. You're building an ecosystem. Why don't we help you tokenize that? Why don't we help you give a little piece of our pie to help them succeed with their with that partnership? So there's many ways that we could actually partner with projects that are trying to attach themselves to blockchain technology.
Thank you, Rondell. And before we kind of go into the technical aspects of who our partnerships and why we chose them, I think it's a very good idea, and it's important to all of you to understand what our vision is as a company. So what we envision, we look into the crypto industry right now, and we see chains like the Binance Smart Chain and the Ethereum protocol. The whole industry there is like the wild west, right? There's rug pulls left, right, and center. There's $35 billion in hacks. It's not good. And if you can even ask people that aren't in the crypto industry, right, and not in the blockchain industry, just an average person walking by out in the street and say, "What do you think of blockchain?" They'll probably say it's a scam, it's speculative, there's rug pulls, there's dishonesty, right? So we saw this void, Ron. Like everyone on the NXT team saw this void. And what we did is we said, okay, we want to create a safe haven for both investors and entrepreneurs. So let's look at investors to start. If you want to come and be a developer on the NextChain platform, then you have to be KYC vetted and linked to an address. So now let's say that person gets the first, okay, so let's go through this as a process. So that developer comes onto our platform, gets KYC vetted, linked to an address. So that's the first level of screening. Now he goes on the platform and decides to build a project and decides, hey, I'm going to rug pull or do something dishonest, hack the protocol, do something that's dishonest. Now we can actually hold that person accountable, right? Because we can link them to a real life person and we can hold them accountable, which, that's very good from an investor point of view. But when you're looking at enterprises and you're looking at countries and you're looking at governments, it's actually required. Compliances and regulations are required for enterprise integration. And I think now let's move on to the enterprise. So when you're an enterprise entering into the crypto industry, you look at it and you see, MetaMask. Okay, I got to learn how to use MetaMask. You got to learn how to use DeFi tools. You got to learn what an address is, what a private key is. You got to store them all. You got to find a Solidity developer that you believe when there's only like 80,000 of them. And when you're looking at more than 50 million developers altogether, it's a small portion of Solidity developers, and you need to trust that Solidity developer, right? So the barrier to entry for an enterprise to enter the basics of the blockchain industry is very large, and we notice that. So let's say that enterprise does manage to find a developer, learn how to use MetaMask, learn how to do all of this stuff, but then now they say, I'm going to make an audit logging system, which is a very good use case of blockchain as a technology. And let's use medical records for an example. So if you're going to do that, you're going to have to make a side chain. Let's use the Ethereum protocol. You can use any one of them. They'll all be the same general thing. They're very expensive. But let's use Ethereum because it's the most used. So this enterprise goes to Ethereum, says, I want to make a side chain to do this. Okay, the developer is going to say you need, at a minimum, of 4 validator nodes for bending fault tolerant system. So now you're looking at, and just to keep in mind, every validator on Ethereum is 32 Ethereum. So this enterprise comes into the blockchain industry, looks at, oh, gotta learn MetaMask, gotta know what a private key is, find a developer, all that large barrier to entry just to get the basics, and then they're slapped in the face with a 128 Ethereum bill to just get a very centralized network. So that is pretty absurd when you're looking at actual enterprises trying to come into the industry. So I think it's a very good start to what I just explained here, and we could delve in deeper. Actually, let's explain why NXT actually fixes that. Sorry, I forgot that. But now this enterprise comes in, and they come to NXT Technologies to make their integration. Since we have this decentralized node validator ecosystem, we're actually able to allocate, 400 nodes towards that network. And that's a very decentralized network as opposed to 4. So we can allocate 400 nodes to that specific audit logging system. And we can actually change the governance rules and the governance structure of those nodes, specifically tailor them towards that enterprise use case. So we're not only flexible, but we're also being scalable, right? Because all those transactions are happening on that side chain. So I think this is a very important kind of overview of the vision of NXT Technologies that everyone here can start with. And we could delve in deeper as to why we're more versatile, more flexible, and whatnot. But I think that's a very good start. And I'll hand the mic back to the host for now.
Just to add on to something, amazing overview, Brad. Just to add to something, and when you talk about Solidity and finding a developer and trusting, a blockchain architect or trusting a full stack, developer to come on your team, that is one of the hardest things to do in crypto. It is almost impossible to find someone that you trust. So when I build a team, it's not about a KYC and a docs. Okay, yeah, that's done. But what I did is I said, I need to meet each and every one of you. I meet my team every single day. We've all met in person. We are meeting in person this month again. We're going to keep on conditioning ourselves to do better and not have these scams and rug pulls and all this nonsense. I want to do something this time to make sure that the community wins. And that's what we've been talking about, since we started this project. What can we do to make sure that all of these people that have been, for us and by us and our partners and other communities that have been hurt, 99% down, 95% down. Whoa. And why do people run so fast? They're running because the projects are not sustainable. No revenue models. Why didn't Cardano drop to a penny? Why isn't Ripple a penny? Well, people still believe in those, but the other 99% of the projects, NFTs, small caps, whatever it is, they're all down to nothing. So can we do something better? Can we build something better? Can we build something that has a revenue model and it's sustainable and it doesn't depend on its native token? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build something that can actually feed itself, and we can continue to increase the blockchain technology, build and continue to build, bring on new enterprises and these big companies that don't have the opportunity to be an Exxon or a BP. I get excited about it, but that's kind of how I feel, and that's the vision, that's the direction that we're taking.
Yeah, thank you, Rondell. And just to kind of circle back to the actual question of what are our partnerships, I forgot to mention we're actually the actual blockchain software that we're using is supported by IBM, Hyperledger, the Linux Foundations, all these these major tech companies who were at the forefront of innovation and tech for decades. Right, so we actually chose to use technology that was supported by them because they've been in the game. They know what government compliances are. They know what enterprise integration within system of records that are already in enterprises. They know all of these compliances and regulations that we knew that they would support a product that would also support those things. So we're also ahead of the game in that sense because we know that regulation is inevitable and it's coming. We're aware of all this and we're ready for it. So I just wanted to point that out also.
Awesome. Thank you for giving us every detail we need. So far, so good. As usual, you three are doing a good job as always.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
So,
Really appreciate it.
So now, before we talk about the security status of NXT, can you tell us how far you've come on your roadmap and what else should we be expecting from NXT, let's say in few months and weeks, and also the following year to come?
I got you. Very, very, very good question. And I'm going to take it down to a micro level. Let's just talk about December. Every project that you've been a part of, they give you quarter 1, quarter 5, quarter 20. What I want to say is just December, we're going to list on a centralized exchange. We have 2 wallet apps coming out. We have, our node application being, built. We have the most extensive centralized exchange roadmap coming. And we understand some of these exchanges, are some bad guys out there. When we started, we already had prepaid for FTX in June of 2022. So everything that we do, we're not thinking about nothing small. We're thinking about taking this project to top 25, top 15, top 10. This is not a project that we're going to say, oh yeah, let's just try for 6 months and we're done. No, our vision is crazy. We're going. That's just December. After this launch, my whole team has to meet. All of us are meeting together to talk about our first quarter of 2023, second quarter, third quarter, first year, 3 years. What are our goals? What are our milestones? When I think of a crypto company or a blockchain company, I look at it as a business plan. So you guys, we all have a white paper, but a white paper is nothing if you're not executing. So you take that white paper, you ingest it into that business plan, and now you have yourselves a big enterprise. And that's kind of how I look at it. And that's what we're doing to move this needle forward.
Oh, sorry, guys. I didn't know I was muted. Awesome. Thank you for that. So now, you've touched a bit on security, but can you now give us comprehensive details on the security
Yep. Yes,
status of NXT to
for sure,
those
for sure.
listening in here?
Yes. So security, near and dear to my heart. I've been a fan of Certec. I've been a fan of hacking for a long time. I've been a part of a lot of projects that were renounced or whatever. They said they had audits or whatever, and they still had some of these projects still had Certec audits and still hurt people. So what Brad and I have discussed is, you know what? First off, team doesn't get an allocation. The team, no allocation for the team. We take care of the team off chain, with off chain revenues. Then, second, let's start our hacking audit. We've already started the hacking audit. It's 99.9% completed. Once I get to Dave, I'll see if it's actually done already. So after that hacking audit is completed, we will have another audit coming soon, which is going to be a Certec. I'm a real fan of Certec, but sometimes they're a little slower. So we'll have two audits. We have no team allocation. We want to make sure that the community wins on this one. We want to make sure that the token that is out there, it's not mismanaged. We don't want a token that is saturated in the space, and now all of the communities complaining about a price or a market cap. So that's kind of how we think about it. We think about it because we've been a community member, we've been an early adopter, an investor, and we've been hurt because the guys at top, they didn't structure it like a real business. They structured these things like a game, a video game, and it's not fair because people were investing real money. So we're trying to just do different and do better, and that's kind of what our team and NXT Technologies is all about.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for giving us insight into the security state of NXT. So before moving on now, that will be all the questions I'll be taking for the first part of the AMA. Now it's time for the other part of the AMA, talking about the live segments where those who have been listening to us talk for a while get to ask you questions related to the project. So guys, please, before you do that, I have already take your eyes off the VC, go into the chat. I have dropped that information. Please, everyone listening, do well to jump onto the official Telegram group of NXT Technologies. As you can see, their representatives are always available and ready to answer your question. Please do well to follow them on Twitter too. I've dropped the link to their Twitter page. Do well to engage them, guys. Now, quickly do that before we start unmuting people to ask questions. So while you're doing that, I don't know, is there anything we have not touched so far that you would like to tell us before we move on into the live segments?
Yeah. So what I want to just let everybody know, what how and why we're doing what we're doing on top of building our tech for enterprise. We're trying to make things easier for the adopter. Like Brad touched on when he was giving you guys an overview of an entry level enterprise company that is probably a big company, but they're entry level when it comes to crypto. We want to make everything easy. Our next stream, we're making it easy. You grab it, you plug it up, you hit 2 QR codes, and it's done. Plug and play. Our white paper, 40 pages. What did we come up with? We came up with an audio version. We want to make it easy for everybody. So you could just, instead of reading 40 pages, all you do is go hit play on our front page of our website. Left side is the PDF, right side is the audio version of it. So people have asked us, you know what, Ron, I want to have the website in Korean. I want it in Turkish. Well, guess what? Go to our website, tap the top right. We have, I think, 5 languages. We're working on another 10 coming. So everything we're trying to do to make sure that everybody has the best amount of information about us, about the company, about what we're building, about our team, about our resources, what our tokenomics look like. We just want to make sure that everybody is comfortable. I know what's happened in the space. I'm an investor in the space. Everybody's down 99%. So what we're trying to do is do better. We don't want to make the same mistakes everybody else made and give out 10% of the token allocation to the team. and now the team takes these investors' money and just take off. No, my team has to vest. My team has to wait 2 years before they touch a token. They only get 2.5%, not 10. So we're trying to make it so that everything that you guys have seen in projects that were, that the pieces that they did right, we're trying to make sure we do those things right and add what we know is better. So that's kind of how I feel and how my team feels.
Awesome. I thank you for also chipping that in and giving it to us as a reminder and, for us to feel more comfortable. So far, so good. So now, guys, I believe you must have joined into the Telegram group. Let's start with Musharraf. You are live. I have unmuted your device. Please come up and ask your question.
Hello, sir.
Hello, nice to meet you.
What is your project priority in upcoming years? And what is the biggest advantage in your project to attract the non-crypto users? And what will you lead the market in upcoming years?
Okay, so I guess there's 3 questions there. Do you want to pick one of those? Because I think we overviewed a lot of that, but you want to just grab one really quick and I'll go into it?
How about we go into our 10-year trajectory, what we're thinking of doing long term.
Guys. Okay, so I'll give you not 10 years, guys. I'll give you a real business. When you start a business, you don't start a business for 10 years. When you start a business, you say, hey, let me go get my foundation built correctly. Let me get a business plan that's forward looking. So if I'm going to create this blockchain and this layer 1 solution and I want to be the best in the game, well, I have to pick the best people in the industry. I have to pick the best CEO, a COO, CTO. I got to get the best marketing guy. Travis, 28 years in the game, bought and sold 14 companies, had crazy amounts of employees. I have electrical engineers. I have accounting firms. So we brought every resource we can to build a business. So if you have a business day one and you have the resources that NXT Technologies has, you shouldn't be able to lose. No way. It's a cheat code basically. So what I've done is I said, let's do this different. Let's make sure that we have a sustainable revenue model before we launch on an exchange. Before that happened, my partner and I invested our own money to create what you guys see. Everything that you guys see, that cost money before we even thought about having a private sale. We prepaid for all of our exchanges last June. So first off, you got to have capital. Then you have to have your foundation done right. We got that. So now let's look at our forward-looking statements. What I want to do for the first year is I want to list on all the exchanges that I can think of that are the big boys for year 1. It's a big priority for us. I want to make sure that we sprinkle our NextStream nodes across the globe, at least 5,000 of those. I want to make sure that we start piloting enterprises the first year, not 5 years. Every project that you're in, they're talking 5 years of tech ahead. I'm trying to go in and test pilot next year. So I could say, hey, Dave, let's see what we can do for this balance sheet over here. Oh, okay, this works on this. All right, let's add a script and then add a function to it and try to smart contract it. So I'm talking 2023, 2024. So when I think about long term, this project's not going anywhere. Brad and I were on the phone last night with Dave. We're talking about what's going to happen in 10 years, 15 years. I'm a senior citizen, guys, in this in cryptocurrency and blockchain. These guys are the youngest and the brightest and the smartest, and I brought them to the table to create something that's insane in blockchain technology. So that's kind of what I feel and where I think we're going, but this is a 15, 20, 25 year project.
Thank you, Rondell. And just to kind of tell the host and inform everyone, but we're actually very busy. We have a developer meeting for the Apple app right now, so we can only take a few more questions. So if we can get a few more questions, that'd be okay.
Awesome. We would make that very brief then. Thank you, Musharraf, for your question. So let's just take one more question from Gemfi. Gemfi, you've heard from our guests. They have a meeting coming up soon. So please make your question very brief. I have unmuted your device.
Can join. What is your goal to lead the market in 2023? How can join your community to know more about how become attractive new people to join your project?
Yes,
think he said.
I guess I can take this one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I guess I can take this one. He's saying, how can we get more people to join this project? Okay, so this sort of delves into the marketing arena, which, as Ron's mentioned and, I've mentioned before, is something that we excel in myself as well, being in the game for a long time. So we've got bootstrapping measures that we are bringing in place right now. First of all, as you can see, you guys, I see a lot of familiar faces in this AMA. So there's a lot of cross-pollination between people. So we are literally have gone through a barrage of AMAs to speak to different communities, to bring them on board, and to, invite people to come into our Telegram and join up and see what we're doing. The consistency is what it's all about. And this is what we envision in our product, in our business approach, in our skill set that we offer, consistency and reliability the whole time. So, that part of it, we're doing that marketing segment. We're going to be doing press releases as well. We've done a few already. I think we've done about 20 media outlets that picked up our press releases, but we're going after the big people. We're going after CNN. We're going after Huffington Post, New York Times, Daily Mail, Washington Post, Business Insider, TechCrunch. We're going after Mashable, the Blaze, Telegraph, US News, you name it. I mean, if you can think of these big names, we're going after that in terms of our publication sets that are going out there. We're going to be doing set pieces on different elements because we've got 8 trademarks that are in progress at the moment. Our scan, our wallet, our next stream node, et cetera, our coin. So each one of those are going to get a set piece, a discussion point, and that's going to go out, and we're going to keep on producing content to go out as far as that's concerned. We're looking at YouTube influencers. We're looking at bringing on the best of the best. We don't want just the average YouTuber. We want YouTubers that understand or have an idea about blockchain, and also they've got a credible background. They've got millions of followers, so we can extend our reach and leverage against their existing core, client base that they've got. We've got that Twitch, TikTok, because TikTok's a big community. As well, crypto community. There's a lot of watch hours going out there at the moment, so we're looking to leverage that as well. And then we've got seven off-chain sales teams spread across the globe, from South Korea to Los Angeles, to Mexico, to South Africa, Italy, you name it, all over the place. So we got those teams looking to bring in funnel marketing, and they're going out to sell the Extreme nodes to deploy across the globe. And then we're looking at all these different, like I said, social media elements as well as press elements. And then on top of it, we've got Ron, who's this media mogul, who's going to be producing TV commercials, segments for, Fox News, CNBC, NBC, ABC, you name it. He's going to be producing stuff for us that we can use, which is tangible. We can send out to, the various parts of the population. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a structured, segmented approach to each area, like North America, Europe, South Korea, China. With that's how we're going to tackle Africa as well. We're going to be picking these different areas, and we're going in with a hardcore approach, and we're going to be at expos as well. These Dubai expos, these Miami expos, you name it. We're going to put up a stand there, and we're going to be reaching out to the people. We're going to have our team there, our salespeople talking to everybody, making contacts, bringing people into this ecosystem. That's what we're going to be doing. That's just for starters. That's just going for next year, for our roadmap for 2023. So if you can understand, this team is not only excited about this whole idea, this project, it's about results. We want results, and we want the community to win. So the smart decision, I would say, is for people to have a look at the Extreme nodes as a way of producing a 10-year income, because you get a 10-year license coming with that Extreme node that you get. Right? So first year, you get your 5,475 coins allocated to you. Year 2 to 10, you've got 10% APR going through those nodes. So if you look at that as a long-term longevity model, we want to take care of the people buying the nodes, put them in their houses, utilizing, it's plug and play. You scan a QR code, it gets set up, off you go, done. We can monitor the health of your node as well. If there's congestion in the network as well, we can then allocate certain amount of nodes to certain projects to then help alleviate congestion so we don't have that problem. So, it covers the speed element as well. So, as I said, very excited about this whole topic and the subject and this whole project because we literally have thought of almost everything along the way. And I invite you guys, if you think that we haven't thought about anything, drop us a DM. Anyone on the team, and we'll have a chat to you. We'll talk to you about what our roadmap is and what our plan is going forward. I'll hand it back to the host now.
Yeah, thank you, Gemfi. I'm sure you heard from the team. So, guys, we are very sorry we would not be taking more questions because our guests have a lot of other things to attend to. So, guys, before we officially end the AMA, can you now quickly give us some closing words?
Yeah, awesome. I just want to say thank you guys for listening to us and try to understand what we're doing and being a part of a layer one. The first time I think ever that someone could be this early with a project at this magnitude. And I invite you guys to come to our community. Come to our Telegram. Say hi to my people. We're there 24 hours a day. Last night I was at the airport and I was, chit-chatting with everybody, at 1 a.m. or something like that. So come on down and, just say hi to the family. You guys are all welcome. Can't wait to see you guys. And thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Appreciate that, Ron. Thank you, Ron, for those closing words on my side as well. Follow the socials, guys. Don't be late to the party. That's all I can say. Don't be late to the party. Everybody gets in late. We've all had this problem before where we say, oh, we don't know what's going to happen. We get in late. And then, you know what, we're crying further down the line, Get into the Telegram, get into the socials, follow us. We're there for you. And like Ron said, I saw Ron on there at 1 a.m. I was like, you need to sleep. I think Ron's an AI. I'm convinced he's actually an AI program. But thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. And please, if you have more questions, do head over into their Telegram group to attend to it. Thank you, everyone, for joining. So we'll be stopping the AMA here, and I'll also be stopping the recording.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.